Hello everyone, John Runner 88 here with another Star Wars figure review, and this time it is Admiral Piett in his Return of the Jedi appearance. Take a look at the card back real quick, and a lot of people love this one. They think it's probably one of the best card backs that's come out in a while. And yeah, it's pretty good. It's a nice still from the movie, and it's always appreciated when they do stuff like that. I think that is really the best kind of images they can use for the card backs. Either that or I really like when it's like an animated character and they do like a realistic interpretation. Yeah, there's that. Nice red card back, which is always nice for. I mean, is he really a bad guy? I think he's just a guy doing a job. But of course, he's part of an overall regime with a lot of people, and he could have made his own decision and been like, you know what, I'm not going to do this stuff. But, you know, what are you going to do? We need some bad guys in the movies, right? But Admiral Piett, he looks pretty awesome. I think that they got his definitely his eyes right. Like he's got those kind of sunken in eyes, and they did a really good job with the photo reel capturing that. I think just other than that, like his skin tone could have been a little more pinkish. I think, but I mean, I think he looks great. His articulation is far more than is necessary for an officer, but I appreciate that because the whole thing, like a lot of people say, like, oh, he would have been great as like a 5 POA figure, and why are you adding this much articulation to an officer? And my argument is it's an action figure, and it's like I not everybody wants to just pose a figure on a shelf. Some people like to make their own, use their imagination, make their own scenarios up, and who knows what kind of hijinks Admiral Piett got into in between scenes or movies. Apparently, he didn't like to be focused on. There we go. Yeah, one issue that some people may or may not have, is his little plaque there with his insignia on it, or his ranking rather. It's 3/3. While I mean it looks fantastic, it's painted nice and well. He's an admiral, so I believe it should be like 5/5 or 6/6, something like that. I think it's 6/6. And the problem is that in Return of the Jedi, every officer for like the filming of it had the same ranking on their badge, no matter what they were. So they decided to honor that because it matches his on-screen appearance. And I think they decided to honor that because it was cheaper to make this body and then print out a bunch of Return of the Jedi officers with the same torso. That's what I think. Penny pinching, but we're eventually going to get the other rankings and whatnot, so they'll probably pump out an actual like badge accurate one to like the lore of Star Wars. Who knows? We'll see. Because we are getting a Thrawn, and I think there's another one they announced as well. But we'll get Thrawn, Tarkin probably, and just all those officers. Why not? So onto his articulation. He's got a nice torso swivel and bend. Goes back really good. He's got the barbell hips, and there's a split skirt, so you can get him out really good. Forward and backwards is a little hindered, but I mean you can still get it there. He's got the thigh swivel. He's got everything you need. He's got the rocker ankles and everything. One thing that I noticed that he does have some chunky wrists a little bit, but it's not the worst thing in the world. But I do like this hand. It's kind of like a splayed out hand a little bit, not splayed out, but like opened up a little bit, and I think it's kind of good for if he's like talking to somebody. It's kind of got it like a open, like kind of like gesturing hand almost. So I kind of like that. It's kind of different. It does come with a little blaster, which is whatever. He never uses one. They don't even have a holster for it. Mine did have like a little area in the cuff. It's kind of like a little, looks like a mold or like an injection spot that didn't get cleaned up. So I might go in there and trim that up a little bit. But I do like, it is a very nice, it just looks nice. It's got a nice flow to it. The arms don't have like a, what was it? Like a hinge or anything too visible there. It's kind of hidden very nice. And it does go out like all the way. I always love when they can do those kind of hidden hinges, get all the articulation there, but then when it's down, there's not much, especially from the front, like you can't see anything showing really. Yeah, he's definitely a great little figure, and they do have removable hats. A lot of people have been complaining, saying that the hats are too big. I think on some characters, like there's the Gerard figure coming out, and he, from his promo shots, his hat looks a little big, but also with some of Piett's images, it looks too big. But I mean, even on this, like even on camera, it looks a little big. I mean, from the side, I think it looks fine. It looks just fine from the side. And you'd be able to see that too if he was, I think it's the background. He's blending in too much with the background. It's throwing things off a little bit. But from the side, again, you'd be able to see it if it wasn't all blurry. All right, there we go. Yeah, from the side, I think it looks great. Even from the front, it looks pretty good. It's just like the angles and like the photo you're looking at, it can make it look really big or not. But I mean, I think it's a nice option. Definitely can have him in between scenes just kind of holding his hat. Like, why? What am I doing with my life? Is this really the right career path? I'm sure when he's done talking to Vader, he needs to take his hat off and let his sweaty scalp dry out a little bit, Yeah, I think he looks fantastic. If that was a hang up for you, that like the hat not being sure, just get him. He's a fantastic figure. They are hitting Walmarts right now. That's where I lucked out with all my new figures. I didn't want everything in the wave. There's some that were like repacks that I already had, or I think like Cal Kestis is part of it, and I got him last wave. And then there's the Star Killer. I have one from the 3 3/4 inch Black Series when it came out before. But yeah, there's Admiral Piett, our new officer mold, one that we will get very familiar with. And one little nitpick, there is this little spot on the torso. You can see it right there, right in the middle. There's kind of like a little circular spot, and I was kind of like, is that something that can is that like a little piece of something? But no, it's just kind of the way it's sculpted. I didn't see anything like that on like the promo images, so I don't know if every figure's gonna have that. It's just like, it looks like it's like a little, like he's got like a little pebble or something stuck under his shirt. But I think it's just the way it was molded. And I did look at somebody somebody on Instagram that I follow. Their Piett does have the same little mark there. So I don't know if it's like a mold thing or if it's just part of the sculpt or whatever. But just beware. Just don't go picking at it. I know it's gonna be tempting because it's a little nubby thing right there. It doesn't stick out much. It's just like kind of part of the wrinkles, but it does stand out a little bit when you're looking at it. And I'm sorry to all of you that didn't notice that before and will now notice it, but just figured I'd point it out. Yeah, that is Admiral Piett, Return of the Jedi. Fantastic figure, great likeness, especially in the eyes. And if you have an Imperial display that you have going together, you're definitely going to want maybe a in focus Admiral to put in the middle of it. And yeah, thanks for watching, everybody. Go like, comment, subscribe, do all that fun stuff on YouTube. And over on Instagram, I'm JohnRunner88 over there as well. And thank you for watching. Bye, guys.